Those paper materials are from plants or trees, and that's my connections. I like to believe that the trees are still existing somewhere on the surface of the paper. I think we just need to realize it. The nature is, maybe it has transformed to different shape or different colors. Trees are still with you. My name is Yuken Teruya. I'm a Japanese artist. I live in Berlin, in Germany. I take paper rolls, newspapers, paper bags, and banknotes to make into my art. So I started learning basic art training in Japan, and I moved to US and I started master program in New York. And I started pay attention to everyday packages like cereal boxes and paper bags, and I found more excitement making art with everyday materials rather than buying art supplies from stores. I began to use everyday materials in about 1998 when I was started living in US. I found more excitement creating something unexpected creations on everyday materials that you already have in your kitchen or even you already have in your pockets, rather than buying plain materials from art supplier stores. Actually, whole thing had started from toilet paper rolls. I happened to be my friend's house, and I was using her toilet. I saw one bare toilet paper roll was sitting on top of the water tank. It was tree. So I thought, oh, how can I make into tree? I mean, it's already like a tube, like a round tube, but I somehow saw it. It was not tree anymore. I mean, it was not toilet paper roll anymore. It was a part of tree trunk. So I thought, oh, I see branches coming out of the toilet paper roll. That's how I just saw it immediately. I began to start cutting, to cut the shape out of it, but that's only I would do. I like to use the color that the material already has, information that already has, but I want to make just a small changes, like slight cutout. So I don't paint over it. I prefer maybe bent a little bit or folded a bit. In my newspaper works, you would see many sprouts growing over articles. I'm hoping to create a life growing out of articles. Maybe the life itself probably doesn't care what the article about because they're just doing their own businesses. But you see the sprouts are happening over the article, and the article has its own story. Sometimes it's a good story, sometimes it might be a sad story, but you see new life coming out of this story, the article. So color of pictures become energy of growing life through the shape of sprouts. So that's what I like to create in this series of newspaper works. I love those shadows, reflections, and lights that will be appeared through my sculptures, like shadows of casted after sprouts made out of newspapers, or soft, gentle reflection within paper bags. The front of the tree, which is cut out of paper, there's a hole on top of the bag, so the direct sunlight coming down and create lights inside the paper, and that would make contrast with shadow of the paper tree itself and reflections with wraparound. I love those simple, natural beauty within those paper products. But I think this is what those lights and shadow and reflections, same quality that we experience when we stand under real living tree. It's the same thing. So that's why I believe, even though it become paper bags or newspapers, rich experience that we can feel our sensitivity of tree is still there. So I cut banknotes. I should also say I cut whole kinds of banknotes, not only just dollar bill to euro, Japanese yen, but also I cut monopoly money, which is toy money. To me, it's important for me to do that. I think there are two kinds of monies. One is money that we use, we buy coffees, sandwiches that we use everyday life. But there are other money that we hear from Wall Street or financial district, something, the money that is big. And it's so big that become abstract. So to me, monopoly money represents power of abstractions. You enter my gallery show. As you come in, maybe you bring leaf from the streets, the fallen leaves that are coming, like sneak into gallery space with you, and eventually you find several fallen leaves, autumn leaves, lay down on the floor. If there's opportunity, you might pay attention to one of the leaves in a casual way as you see in the streets. Maybe you realize there's a small message appeared on a leaf. It's also cut out by me, and the message would say, it is your birthday, or you have won second prize in a beauty contest, collect 10 pounds. It's a message from nature or from leaf. In a way, you don't even expect the leaf would give you a message, but you see the leaf has gaining a little bit of power over you. So that's what I'm playing with it. The way I approach to those everyday objects I make art with is an idea of where this material came from. Those paper materials, paper packages, even paper money, are from plants or trees, and that's my connections. I like to believe that the trees are still existing somewhere on the surface of the paper. Maybe there's no big difference between my work and nature. I think we just need to realize it. The nature is, maybe it has transformed to different shape or different colors. Trees are still with you. I think it's important to realize the trees are still right next to you, or it's in your pocket. And I think this awareness, your care of finding nature in your everyday life is important. I think that's what my sculpture is trying to remind you.